Shouldn't be too hard.
A prison guard has spotted you. It's either lie or fight. The guard ceased.
We do what we must. By your command. I'm heating up. My little trick. Jimmy on the go.
Where do I go from here? Light on my feet.
Need to act fast. On the move.
Nature will not even notice you are gone. Forever, pal. for the fallen.
What do you want? I don't need to escape. I've got food, water, privacy.
You might as well lock the cell. You're too late.
It's over. The Steel Watch happened. I came seeking allies to our cause. Watchers spotted me, dragged me to Older Ravengard's husk. Empty as a stare. A tadpole's puppet. Nothing more.
He's spoken accusations. Apostasy. Conspiracy. Sedition. I'll be executed in 5 dawns. You might have unlocked my cell, but there's no escape from this place. When the people need a miracle, you cannot wait for the gods to answer. Alder's words. I'd almost forgotten.
No more sulking. I know what to do.
Lead me from my cell. Escort me out of Worm's Rock.
I'll seek out my connections. When the city streets shatter, you'll want their blades.
Well done. This is far enough. The way should be clear. I can't thank you enough for getting me out of that damned prison. And for giving me courage when I'd all but run out. When the flames roared loudest, you pulled me to safety. Most would have let me burn. I won't forget it. I will travel to the upper city, find what allies I can. You won't fight the coming battle alone. As long as the city stands, I will stand with it. This is my promise.
Lord Gortash has been expecting your arrival. Please hold a moment.
The Watcher's presence fades, but another takes its place. Confident, dominant, commanding.
My most esteemed guest, we meet at last. I am Lord Enver Gortash. You are the prison bearer, slayer of the dread General Ketheric Thorm. I welcome you to Baldur's Gate, my city. It already is. Granted, there are a few formalities to complete, but, well, why don't you come and see? Allow me to formally invite you to my inauguration. Make your way to the ceremonial hall.
Is expecting
And now
you.
Gortash invites us to see him.
Please make your way
And tell me what
Calm
she's
down.
doing in the
It
house.
won't happen, I swear.
Oh, I can't believe glazed that pizza. He wasn't even out.
Sounded like somebody was in trouble.
That's why nothing's gonna happen to us. We'll tell them what happened, and we'll be home in no time.
Lord Gortash is expecting you.
Before the fire started.
Please make your way to the audience.
Someone's still here. What are they waiting for?
Gortash is expecting you. Please make your way to the audience chamber.
Hells. Not this again.
The brain appears to be resisting its masters. It's acting of its own will.
They're harmless. Except if you're...
Lord Gortash is expecting you. Please make your way to the audience chamber. Lord Gortash is expecting you. Please make your way to the audience chamber.
Ravengard is a charlatan, like every last patriarch of this rich city.
Kinspeople, Baldurians, and dearest Duke Ravengard. Thank you.
It's him. Gortash. This is it. I can practically...
The tiefling is letting her passions get the better of her. The situation is delicate. Do not be swept up in her emotions.
asking a lot. But I can wait. For a while, at least. Let's get Baldur's Gate safe. Then rip his throat out.
A moment, please, my friends. An old acquaintance has come to pay her respects. Please, Karlach, come and say a proper hello.
My respects! You're lucky I've agreed not to shove my boot up your...
Ah, how I've missed your colourful turns of phrase. We must catch up just as soon as I've had words with your little friend. As for you, I understand congratulations are in order. Thorm's defeat hasn't gone unnoticed. You're known for who you are and for that netherstone that you carry. The quakes are a clear warning. If nobody steps in soon, it'll free itself from the authority of the Crown. I expect it'll start with turning the Sword Coasts infected. You among them. That prism of yours won't last indefinitely. Next, the grand design. The Mind Flayer Empire reborn. If we're lucky, we'll become slaves. If we're unlucky, well, not the most thrilling of prospects, but it's a fate that can be avoided. If you and I come to an understanding, together we can still restore authority over the brain.
Of course. Gortash always did have an eye for opportunity.
There's an old wisdom. A brittle alliance can never be mended. It can only break. With Ketheric gone, Orin proved treacherous. Baal's chosen wants the Netherstones for herself. She only cares for blood. And your blood and mine are of particular interest to her. You've met her assassins. Efficient killers, by all accounts. I know you survived previous encounters, but she won't relent. Orin changes shape faster than you and I change clothes. You know, she's tricked you before. She's targeted me as well. I'm well protected, but she's extremely good at what she does. If Orin obtains all 3 Netherstones, she'll plunge the coast into chaos. I can't let that happen. I want to lead this city to glory, not scorch its earth. I'd like to propose a pact, a divine oath sworn upon spirit and flesh. I do no harm to you, nor you to me. Furthermore, you'll have nothing to fear from my steel watch while our pact stands. Thorm's stone is yours to keep. When you slay Orin and take her stone, you bring it here, so the 3 are united once again. Together we rule Faerun as kings. No, more than kings. Gods. We rule as the absolute. What do you say? Shall we be allies?
I can detect no deceit. This alliance could serve us well. And if it does not, well, we need not honor it.
Let's be allies, said the Viper to the Frog. Gortash's eyes blink in a consistent rhythm. He stands calmly, confidently. He fully intends to share his kingdom with you.
So Ketheric was ready to betray our alliance too. I can't say it comes as a surprise, but you should know this. I initiated this plot. I brought Ketheric and Orin together to create the Absolute. They knew this would only work if we stood united and coordinated our powers. Their ambition blinded them to reason. I don't suffer the same affliction. In short, you can trust me. Then let it be writ by the black hand of Bane. I, Lord Enver Gortash, swear I shall do you no harm. We will rise together over Toriel as a roaring sun.
This isn't going to end well. Mark my words.
I understand your concerns, my old friend. But allow me to demonstrate why you made the right choice. Your camp is compromised. One among you is an imposter, a faceless. Who, I can't say. I'd suggest a thorough investigation. You'll find I speak the truth.
A doppelganger in our camp. That sounds all too believable.
The faceless in your camp is like a knife at your throat. Remove it quickly, or any alliance between us would be exceedingly short-lived. Even horror has a home. Find her nest and slay her there. For all its charms, Baldur's Gate has long had a cancer at its heart. A hidden temple devoted to Baal. That's where Orin became what she is, where she worshipped and schemed. And now, it's where she hides from my watchers, when she's not spilling blood in the streets. You're resourceful. I trust you'll sniff it out. If the trail goes cold, follow the bodies. Orin is elusive, shall we say. The grip of the steel watch may be tight, but sand still slips through its fingers. And some conflicts are best resolved quietly. The people are cattle, obedient until panicked. It's not. But it will not follow new orders unless the Netherstones are united to give the command. When it finishes executing its current orders, it will be free to do as it wishes. That will be bad. Once it is freed from its shackles, I doubt we'll ever... Before you do, come and witness, as I make history as the first Archduke of Baldur's Gate. You will follow me, and you will show due respect. Distinguished dukes, patriarchs, dearest Ravengard, I will heed your call. A new chapter begins.
Enver Gortash, swearest thou by Balduran's blade to defend the citizens of Baldur's Gate from enemies within and without?
I swear.
Swearest thou true faith and fealty to the same, by word, deed, and decree, so that none may suffer?
I swear.
Gathered guests, grant ye consent? Enver Gortash, the Council appoints you Archduke of Baldur's Gate.
My friends, the steel watch stands ready. Let its blade fall on any who would diminish our city. And you, honored guest, will find me in my office above when you return. Do not come empty-handed.
He looks the exact... the Archduke of... You don't really intend to be his ally, do you? Gortash is your enemy, either way. This pact may delay the inevitable betrayal, but not by much. Don't let him suck you in! Oh, he paints a pretty picture, then rips it to shreds right in front of your nose. I'll play along for now, but I'm not letting him slip out of reach. He's going to pay for what he did to me, one way or another.
I brought my own paring knife. Now I just need some ingredients, and I'm gonna make something really good, I promise.
I've had a lifetime's fill of watching little men buff themselves up with grand titles. I look forward to the day we show the Archduke that his tongue is not half so silvered as he thinks. We need all 3 stones to command the brain. It matters little in what order we obtain them, or how. Still, if you see sense in making an alliance, I won't question it. I'll just look forward to the inevitable breaking Gortash spoke of. It would be irritatingly true to form, would it not? A Harper learns to doubt, to peer through every smile, question every look. Eventually, you find what it is you fear, whether it is there or not. When we cannot know, we can only trust. But then, that is exactly what a traitor in our midst would say, isn't it? There might be, but let it wait until the city proper. Perhaps I'll have had a better idea by then. That speaks well of your... If you have questions, ask. It was Baal alone. Help won't come from the history. There. Have I fulfilled my role as your wise and wizened elder? Don't tell me which. Against all life experience, I will choose to assume the best.
Hey, soldier. Like I got something back. Something I've... When I touched you, I felt like my heart... I don't have to hold back. Not sure the world's ready for unleashed Karlach, but it's getting it anyway. Thanks to Dammon. Thanks to you. Thanks to fate. Touch! Touch everything! The world's my funhouse.
So, you could watch out for anyone acting strangely, but, well, you know the lunatics we camp with.
Why do you insist on exhuming the past?
I was a slave. Perhaps I still am. But now, I've been conveniently lost. They won't ever control me.
We both know what it is capable of, but I'm not touching it. That was before I knew the cost. Before I knew it meant transforming into some grotesque beast. I remember how it hurt when I turned into a vampire. My body writhed and warped while I was utterly... I don't want to turn into anything else. I can't do that again. I can't watch my body be taken over. I am not. I just don't want to lose my God's given good looks, really. Wouldn't that be a crime? I'm really not sure. Thank you.
Come to bask in the glow of the Moon Maiden's sword? Be most welcome. Our thoughts are as one, my friend. I am free. You must face them.
Keeping very well, I hope? Look after 100. We'll both of us stand by. He raised me. When an emissary of Saruna came to our little town, we were elated. Dane, this was different. It was like I could see my fate in her. Lucky for me, she felt the same way. My father was skeptical. I understand it's strange. And this is where I still need answers. Next I knew, I was being jolted awake. He told me I found last. By the time... He's gone now. But I suppose the man I knew died when I died.
A shapeshifter infiltrating our number. Like a cuckoo creeping into the nest. A dire threat, if Gortash indeed spoke the truth. I have. He speaks to me during my nightly meditations. He is well. And Oliver also. At times they are one, and at others they divide. Easier for playing, perhaps. And the land thrives also. I doubt you would recognize it. Perhaps one day, you and I can both return and see it for ourselves.
If Gortash is to be believed, then even our camp isn't safe from Orin's influence. We might want to confirm the veracity of his claim, or at least clean up the mess. can only imagine what I could do were I to adopt the biology of a mind flayer. You've not taken this power for yourself. So I can only wonder, why offer it to me? If this is what the fates have offered to aid our cause, then who am I to refuse? I'll take your tadpole. Let's see what it has to offer.
Thou hast now a bosom companion. Take care that thou art not distracted on thy quest, seeking the comforts of the flesh. Recall that in time, all... Fate, dost thou require a new ally? Or mayhaps a resurrection instead?
An imposter in our ranks. If this is true, it could be anyone. You, me... Well, not me, I know who I am. Perhaps we shouldn't take Gortash's word for granted. But if he speaks the truth, we need to be careful. Orin could have eyes and ears on us right now. I suppose we didn't. Another life, perhaps.
Of course.
Just the one?
Unthinkable. To see my own father. Please, we need to speak with him. Maybe he can see reason.
I met her twice. The first, chestnut. The second time, even with a stroke victim. I asked father later.
You sense uncertainty in Will's voice. He questions his father's explanation.
Something's always gnawed at the banquet. Stelmane didn't seem to look at us, but through us. But that second time, her gaze never left me. It was steel, sharp and unyielding. It could just be my imagination, but I always felt that it was more than a stroke that had changed her. What, though? I couldn't say. I couldn't say. But think about... My father was tadpoled. Stelmane is dead. To exert control, he must first sow chaos. These murders aren't random acts. Someone powerful is guiding the killer's hand, and the city is made weaker for it. It's said that anyone who bathes in the river of blood emerges as one born anew. It's a lot like that, I imagine. I feel the weight of these horns on my head, curling, not to mention but I haven't seen my reflection just yet. Be my mirror. What do you see? The people will, but I will slay their monsters. Keep them...
Our camp houses an...
Voss has done his duty. Now,
We must find our way to the House of Hope and take the... When we next enter the Astral Prism, we will use the... This hammer. Could it be? This is the key Voss so ardently and courageous... That smug shkacketh of a devil stores it at his... We must find a way... Mother Gith, hear my promise. Your son will rise. The Prince of the Comet will... Queen Vlaakith.
You are Sherlock!
I've seen the captive Orpheus with my own eyes. Spoken to Shestil Kithrak Voss. You lie.
The betrayer Voss! I have only a moment, and you, Sherlock, will listen. We are Githyanki. We move mountains.
Can this be true?
Return to the Astral Prism. Serve me, and I will ascend you. You will be no commander of a fight.
Lae'zel's thoughts become yours. The sight of Orpheus looms over her mind. Voss's words echo within it. She means to forever turn her back on Vlaakith.
I gave you my faith, and you called me traitor. I have witnessed too much, and Orpheus will live. And
your word is nothing. The Kithraki will bring you. I will tear your flesh. I will consume you. I will unmake you.
Any artifact that could command an Elder Brain must be close to omnipotent. I assure you, the hammer Raphael offered is mere scrap metal in comparison, whatever use he claims for it. We should pay a visit to Sorcerer's Sundries. Their book collection is the envy of the Sword Coast. I'm certain the truth lurks somewhere on their shelves. Sorcerer's Sundries is no mere trading post. It's been serving the arcane community for centuries. Their collection of rare tomes is unparalleled. You'll have to forgive my eagerness, but if my suspicions prove to hold water, this could be the answer to all our problems.
How did you... It's rebellion against... Once those orders are...
You feel the Emperor's fear.
Beautiful, isn't it? Come. Your company isn't unwelcome. Trying to guard. I'm haunted by memories. Duke Stelmane. Or Belin, as I knew her. You thought you were my first ally. Though my relationship with Belin was different in a way. In life, Duke Stel... It was she who... Together. I could not have done any of it without her. Just as I cannot do any of this without you. But now, she is gone. Astute as ever. You think that mind flayers are soulless husks who feel nothing. Belin, you are wrong. Feeling is vital to the pursuit of anyone's goals. Like you, mind flayers know fear. But unlike you, unlike the others of my kind, I am no slave to either. My end is and always has been freedom. Berlin understood this. Berlin became my freedom. I won't. We will do better against the Elder Brain. Another quake. The brain is rebelling again.
Let's reverse this one more.
If it isn't little Will's chums. I hope he hasn't been too much trouble. You see, Gortash has had Will's father relocated. To his death, the way I... Such a shame. And to think, or is there? I know enough. Let's talk to Will in your camp. Work something. The Duke's life depends on it.
By order of Lord Gortash, all livestock admitted to the city must be surrendered. All livestock is now property of the Council for Liberation.
Raven Guard had trained in this. He's missing, not turning a blind eye.
your tools were...
I mean, no, I mean...
Are you drunk? Is that what this is?
Of course not. Simply tell me why you're here.
Let's keep your hands to yourself.
How many times?
Of course, madam. Let me just...
Is this some kind of sick joke? Do you have any idea what I've been through these past few days? You try staying calm. You stupid, useless fist. Said she...
Madam, tell me...
Yes. The blushing mermaid down by the docks. I told you 100 times. Why aren't you listening?
Excuse me, citizen, but if this is a criminal matter, it's my business, not yours. Now, madam, if you'll just tell me why you're here, I'll...
What is happening? I feel like I'm going mad. You will? Thank you. Her name is Vanra. She's 7 years old and has red hair, like me. We were in the Blushing Mermaid when she was taken. Just up by the docks. No, unless you count a couple of old drinking mates at the next table. But they'd be no help. I was sober, though. I swear. I stop in the maid for a drink sometimes. But it was only a quick one. And of course, the front of house, Bosun Gannet was there, and the owner of the Blushing Mermaid, Captain Grizzly. Neither lifted a finger to help me look. It was awful. Thank you.
There's more flaming fists on the streets than ever. Maybe they'll whip the place into shape.
They're too busy visiting mamsells, guys and gals.
They do that quite a bit, don't they?
Worm's Crossing.
Teresa's caress.
This place has been a haven. And Harpers were less than welcome in the city proper.
In a brothel.
Listen.
Seems hard to...